So my name is Mark Mosser. I'm from the Archdiocese of St. Paul in Minneapolis, and I'm in Pre-Theology I at the Saint Paul Seminary. I was a Totus missionary, and I remember I was at home at a parish that technically isn't my home parish, but I can kind of consider my home parish. It was one of our masses there right at the beginning of the week. And I remember as soon as the liturgy of the word ended, the liturgy of the Eucharist started, and I was overcome with emotion almost for the whole liturgy of the Eucharist. I almost felt this like invitation or this just like reminder from Jesus about why I wanted to become a priest, right? Like all these like deep desires in my heart. And it was this sense as I watched like one of my friends, now Father Zach, he had been with me in the propedeutic house this last year, watched him celebrate Mass, and just to realize that God was inviting me to do that same thing. And I wanted to do it. I wanted to be with him and bring his love to people who didn't know it, to be with the people he loves on the earth who are suffering, and to be with them in their suffering, and to just on earth in a special way, to be able to bring him to people who really need him, and to show those people the joy and the life that they can have on this earth and that Jesus wants them to have. Before I discerned seminary to begin with, I was always an ROTC. And so when I discerned seminary and ended up joining, I had to be co-sponsored with the Archdiocese for the military services to work out with my military service obligation. But since then, one of the big things for me, since I got to seminary, as I've been praying with, has been, what does fraternity look like? Because in the military, there's not a lot of priests, and I've heard from military chaplains that you don't get to see a priest that often, right? It's better in the Army. I'm in the Army. It's better in the Army than it is in the Navy. But it has been a big question for me. It's like, okay, God, so I might be in some tough situations out there where I just need somebody to talk to, and if I'm a priest, there might not be another priest around. So what do I do? And that has kind of been getting answered for me at seminary, right? The fraternity here at seminary has that's been one of the big things for me, is like learning that, wow, these are guys who are amazing people who will hear me out and listen to me to like whatever is going on in my life and whatever I need help with, whatever I need to be walked with. And these are guys who are going to help build me up and make me better so that I can become more fully myself, become the man who God wants me to be, so that I can be a saint, so it can push me to sainthood, but also be there to support me wherever I am in my life. Guys that I'm confident I could call at any time of the day and they would pick up and be able to talk with me and be there for me. So I don't know if you can tell in the video right now, but there are acorns falling as I answer these questions and talk to you. And this isn't exactly what I'm supposed to be talking about right now, but sometimes it's in these little moments of the day, right? Where even like acorns falling, where God is speaking to us, right? He's present to us in ways that we maybe don't always realize or always see, and are easy to overlook. And when I think about acorns falling in the fall, and you aren't gonna see them for a while, right? You're gonna forget that they're there for a long time. Like soon enough, all this green is gonna be gone. It's gonna be winter. And I don't know about you, but usually in winter, I almost like forget what it's like to see this green, right? And just to forget what it's like to be in summer and to be warm. And I get so caught up in the winter and the darkness that I forget what it's like and forget the joy and the love that it brings. But these are seeds I think God is planting for us. So that eventually when the spring comes up again, we're reminded of like, oh wow, these things from the last time I went through this whole winter where it was dark and desolate and dead. And these things that I thought you had forgotten about, that I'd forgotten about, they're still here, and they're coming back to me in a new way. And there's something more beautiful and better than I ever could have expected. And in some way, I feel that in my life too, where I feel like when I discerned seminary out of college, it was really tough, right? Because I felt like I was falling off the tree, right? I was like, all my friends were standing on the tree, doing the things that they're supposed to do, getting these good jobs. And I felt weird falling off the tree. And I was like, what happens now? It was like a little bit of a leap of faith too. And I went through my propedeutic year. It wasn't dark and depressing, but it was different, right? It was a purification process for me. And so now, like, I can hardly call this a spring. I'm only 24, but it's almost as if now after that, I'm getting a mini spring where God's showing me some of these beautiful graces that have popped up, things that I forgot about, graces and gifts he wanted to give me that I just didn't know were there, that now he's slowly starting to show me over time, to show me how much he loves me and how he's always there for me. And so that when the next winter comes, I can remember that there's going to be acorns in my life that even if I don't see them now, they're going to be there later, and he's going to be faithful to me.